Are you thinking about spending $150 a month on the Trade with Maya bot? Well, before you risk your own capital, you need to see the actual retail execution. Here you will find no affiliate links, no marketing hype, just my independent real money broker logs and the raw friction data. So let's jump right into the sheet and look at what this week's results are. All right, we're going to jump right in, and right off the bat, we have another new largest drawdown that we've experienced so far while we're doing this test with Maya. We are now at 6.5%, or a little over 6.5%. I think last week we were at about 5.5%. So we had a quick drop down in the first few days, and then it's just kind of been creeping down ever since. So we're getting closer and closer to thinking about pulling the plug on this, but we're going to try really hard to at least go 2-3 months to give Maya a really fair shake. But again, it's starting to drop a little bit. So, and we are just looking at the closed out trades. And so again, as we've discussed earlier, we're not getting all the trades that Maya's getting based on limit orders. So some of the limit orders we don't get filled on, but they seem to get filled on all of them, which, in itself is a interesting observation. So let's say. So, and then also just as a summary, it looks like, we are doing better than Maya, which we're not really, because they showed that they closed out trades, 2 or 3 trades, and we'll take a look at those. 2 or 3 trades at a lot bigger loss than we did. And as best I can tell, this must be some sort of a bug or something in their system on tracking these things, because there's no way they could have closed these out and received 100% loss on some of these where we actually, this one, we actually almost got what we paid for it. So our loss was way smaller than theirs. And then here's another one where they're showing a full loss here, and we're showing that we actually made a little profit because we actually had positive slippage, and we actually got out for almost a break-even price or a little better. So there's several of those in here that's making it look like we are doing way better than Maya did, but in any case, we're both not doing well. And we were curious about how they were going to start reporting their drawdown. They have increased their overall drawdown. They were advertising 4%. And I think they're now up to, let's see, I can go take a look real quick. They are up to 4.7%. They're saying their drawdown. So again, we are not completely aligned with them on all trades because of the limit orders, but also we are still behind them on some other trades that they took before we started. So they're closing out trades that they took way prior to when we started this back on May 29th. So we did get an actual profit this week. So one of the trades closed out for a profit. It's our first one. So all the ones that have closed out have been losses with the exception of this one. And then we closed out a trade that Maya closed out and said that they had a full loss, and we actually showed that we gained a few dollars on it. So that's kind of where we are on that. I will take a look real quickly and turn this back on where we are showing all the trades. And we're going to move this over just a little bit so I can get to the other part of the spreadsheet. No. And then we'll go back to the trade summary. And you can see that the difference in the trades are getting wider and wider here. So they are actually starting to get more trades, which right now is helping us because we're not getting losing trades from all these. But in the future, as Maya starts to get positive results, we're not going to probably be able to realize some of those positive results. So the difference, it's going to be interesting to see just how much the limit orders and not getting filled is actually going to impact the overall performance as we go forward. So, and then again, this number looks way better, largely because we don't have those trades. So we don't have some of those losses that Maya's getting from these trades that we didn't get filled on. So that pretty much wraps up kind of the trades for this last week. It did start taking more trades. So we went for several days where we didn't take any trades. And now it's starting to add more trades on. Actually, one or two of those they entered in this last week and got in and out in the same week. So it was still, it's dropping on them. So we're still having issues with the market hurting us. So we'll take a quick look at our account so you can see that our live account. So let's pull that in real quickly. And you can see this is our Maya account, and you can see we're down to 28,101.75. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell if that's very accurate with after hours and the bid-ask spreads goes out. It gets pretty wide, but I think that's actually close to what I saw the other day. It might have been a little bit less. I kind of feel like we dropped down to 28, maybe 27.9 something. So, and I should have captured that when it happened. So, but if it does this week, we'll capture it and put it in the drawdown. So, but that's where we are. We're actually getting some more positions opened up here. 2 of them are doing okay, and then 4 of them are pretty much underwater. And 2 of these looks like they're kind of at a loss. So the other thing that did happen this week with Maya is they started putting out working orders to close out positions. So you can see right here, we have a working order to close out this position. But part of the problem is I don't have these working orders on every one of my positions that are still opened. And so I'm going to work with the folks at Maya to try to figure out what's going on with that. And then we had an order to exit one of these. I believe it was this 75.70. There was an order to come exit it, but it got rejected. And it got rejected because there was a pending order here to close it out at the profit target. So it wasn't smart enough to pull this order and then put in the new order. So we put in a call to Maya, or we put in an email request to Maya saying, hey, what's going on here? And we even sent a message to Peakbot, and we didn't get an answer that we were, like a good answer that we were hoping that would say, it seemed like the first answer was back, oh, well, you shouldn't be messing around and doing manual orders, and that's why you got rejected. And I'm like, well, we haven't touched this thing at all. So, we're letting this thing run all by itself, doing whatever it's going to do. So I didn't close out the order manually. I wanted to try to see if Maya is going to figure it out itself and sort out this problem. And it may be just an issue with, they just started doing these working orders for the targets, and they haven't got all the bugs worked out for, if they do close out the position, they need to pull the working order for the target. So hopefully they're going to sort that out. The final email that I got from them said, we have all these safety checks and, it'll take care of itself. So we're going to find out. We're going to wait and see if it actually closes itself out. So probably wait till Monday or Tuesday, because this one's going to, unless it pops right back up, it's already at the quote full loss that they usually take. So we're going to need to see that either pop up, and then we can see if it sorts itself out, or we may just have to finally manually close it out. So anyway, thanks for joining, and keep in touch with our videos and keep watching them, and we'll keep you up posted on what's going on. And hopefully in the next few weeks or months, if we can hang in there, we'll actually see Maya do a pretty miraculous pull out of this drawdown. So we're hopefully going to see that. So stick with us and we'll see what happens.
Thanks for watching. If you're interested in learning more, have any questions for us? Please visit our website at KeystoneStrategyTrading.com.